because we're going to get into it anyway. No, I get up at I'm up at 5.
Oh God,
Yeah,
I used to do that kind of. Well, you know that for
you
years. You did too.
you roll out of bed at 11 o'clock, and by the time you get to the can, it's about 11:30 or so, and you're still kind of stretching your balls and looking in the mirror, and then you realize, wait a minute, I'm not facing the toilet, and you have to turn around. Jesus
Yeah.
friggin'
And
Murphy.
I'm a crazy old guy. I wasn't looking at the mirror at my face, so you know it was just people
Yeah,
would
yeah.
laugh.
And
So
did you watch Brockmire?
I got to the part where he just melts down, which is the opening, right? It's the prologue, and he has just got to Morristown, Pennsylvania. I will not give it away to people who want to watch this. This is hysterically
This
dark and funny.
Oh, it gets
It's
darker.
fantastic.
It's darker. Let me just get straight into it because see, I'm just catching up on things that I've been watching since we last spoke, and it's been quite some time. So if anyone out there has not seen Brockmire, this is Hank Azaria. They're into the 4th season, I believe. I believe it may be the last one, but this is a
Oh, it's that
character.
far along. I didn't know. I'd never heard
Oh,
of it.
yeah, yeah, 4th or 5th, and this is a character he came up with for the Funny or Die channel that Will Ferrell launched a few years ago, and it was just a few brief internet bits, and then they turned it into a series. And Azaria is just outstanding in this thing. I'm not a sports fan at all, but I enjoy this show like you wouldn't believe. The writing is just perfect, and I have a title for today's episode, and it is a soft serve pile of human failure. That's a line
And it's
from the
he is
most
a combination of every. I know you're not a sports fan, but he is the combination of every baseball play-by-play guy since Kurt Gowdy. He's all of them.
Brockmire,
For
Brockmire,
Brockmire.
Brockmire.
And he melts down in the first episode. He's drinking either scotch or probably bourbon out of a bottle during a ball game, and then he loses it
Oh,
completely. I've
it,
got him as far as Morristown, Pennsylvania, where he sees a kid on a bicycle with a gun in the back of his
yes,
jeans.
and that's just the beginning. That's episode 1 from the first season. So he goes through a number of transformations over the coming episodes. So I recommend it highly. I have it on Crave. It's an IFC show. I don't know where else it's distributed, but it's really
Is it
worth.
HBO in the States? Oh,
No,
Crave
it's
takes everything.
IFC, which is the Independent Film Channel. I'm not quite sure where else it's distributed here or in the U.S., but I recommend it highly. It's a lot of fun.
Well, if it's like any of the first 5 minutes, it's going to be disturbing and funny at the same time. I've got to watch my head
Yes, you do.
because I'm doing this. And
Yes,
yesterday
you
it
were
was
doing that.
particularly pronounced because we were on Zoom.
Yes. No,
But
we
of
weren't on
course,
Zoom.
I saw you, and I only saw a small square of me, and I hadn't realized how close I was moving to
It's very
the
frightening.
camera.
You're frightening children as if
Yeah,
they weren't frightened enough.
enough of anything I would do. So Brockmire is the name of it. He's very funny. He wears the same jacket, I gather, to every ball game.
It changes, but it's the I can't do justice to how the writing comes about because I'm sure there's a very young writing team behind the show, but it's some of the quips and analyses that he comes up with are just howlingly funny to the
They're
point
very
where you will stop and play it back. And
funny.
and he's a very good actor too. Azaria is
He's a
so.
tremendous actor. I'm wondering, writing full credit, but if Hank is doing a bit of business on his own as well in some of them, because wow, you think he's going off the deep end, and the delivery is so unbelievably natural
He is
that
the
you think
star of
he's
the
making
show.
some of this stuff up.
Yeah, he is the star. There's the rest of the cast is very good, but he just chews up that scenery and
Well, and
spits it.
beautifully well. As I
Yeah,
say, he gets off a 3 hour bus trip from Pittsburgh, and the first thing he sees is, as he says, two feral dogs eating a bunny
yeah,
by the train or the bus station or whatever. It's
yeah.
just creepy, and that
And,
vomit-inducing jacket of his is
yeah. Oh, and
incredible.
there's more vomit to come. So
Oh, lovely. And
yeah,
I hope the All-American owner of the baseball team, what's her name? She's adorable.
she's a
Uh,
terrific actress. Her name escapes me right now. She's also very attractive, very
she's
good actress.
beautiful,
Yeah, yeah,
beautiful young thing, but she's got to be about half his age. She looks
yes.
about 30, and she meets him at the bus station.
Anyway, I won't give anything away, but it's worth subscribing to Crave just for that show.
I have a quick editorial question.
I
Should
do.
we deep
You do?
six yesterday's episode? Because
Why?
my head was well, because my head was always like
It's too
this.
no, no, it's out
I
there.
looked like the good. You're
It's out there.
happy,
It's
aren't you?
in the
You're
ether. You
happy.
know, the White House just called and they said we're going to keep that on record. Yeah,
California is
yeah.
closing down 40 million people, the population of Canada
Yes,
closed
I
down.
know, I know.
And Bush is now closing the border, and it's even essential traffic, I believe, but I may be
Bush?
wrong on that.
You said Bush. That's
Oh,
interesting.
well, they're one and the same.
No,
But
no,
Trump, no, you're right.
no,
He's even worse than
no, no, no,
Bush.
no, no.
Now, did I get this wrong? Because I just checked the New York Times before we signed up here at exactly 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, first full day of spring, that he's actually closing the border altogether between Canada and Mexico, between Canada and the States and Mexico. So
The closure
things are changing quickly.
coming up at midnight tonight, and they're closing the Mexican border too.
Yes.
Yes,
But I'm wondering if they were talking about non-essential, because just over the Ambassador Bridge, and I'm sure you recognize that name, between Detroit and Windsor, Ontario, is the largest truck traffic anywhere in the world. And we're including China. And if they stop that, we're
No,
not getting.
that's not going to happen. But they're
Okay,
having difficulties now. What I heard this morning, I don't want to rehash everything we've been hearing now. I want to get into some more positive things. But
fair enough.
the truckers are having difficulties now because a lot of the places where they stop will not allow them to use the bathroom. So there's that kind of adjustment going on, but
Mhm.
it's evolving rapidly, and the discussions are underway. So what's happening is people are beginning to sort of adjust, and things are rolling along very rapidly. So, but I want to stick. Yeah.
Reality sticking in here. I have a quick thing for you,
Okay.
because you mentioned Lufa for delivering food,
Mm-hmm.
but did not mention another one you know of, a Dorval Group, another one in an episode we've taped called Maillard,
Yes.
right? You
Mm-hmm.
didn't mention that.
No.
And Maillard is when enzymes and sugars start to mix, like searing a steak.
Mm-hmm.
And it is named after a French chemist, Louis Camille Maillard.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, who came up with this process in 1912. He was a chemist, and it was first used in the very early 20s to describe that process, but also a cooking process, which you mentioned, and that's why Maillard has its name. And apparently, you said for the beef lovers in the world, or the meat lovers
Carnivores.
altogether,
Carnivores. Yep.
carnivores, you would recommend it.
I do. I received one order from them. They're in Dorval, and they deliver within, well, at least 24 hours when I ordered maybe 2 weeks ago. So that may have changed, but I see nothing on their website. Worth a look. Again, it's Maillard, MAILLARD.co. That's a Montreal company. And while we're on this theme, there's another little company I came across called Granolust. Can you see this?
Well, yes, I can.
Yeah.
And I certainly heard it after lust.
Mhm.
So this is what, grains?
This is a granola company. It's a woman-owned company, as they say, and I've ordered two of them: the 3-nut or the triple nut crunch, and one. Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of grano lust, and anything you say
yeah.
after that, I'm going to laugh.
It's kind of funny, yeah. And the other one I got is the rosemary parmesan crunch, which is just delightful. Why are you laughing at that? Why
I don't
the hell?
know. It sounds like a porno site.
Rosemary parmesan crunch. Yeah. God.
In the office, at the
Yeah.
pool.
And you, of course, eat saltines, and Sprite is what you're living on, isn't it? God.
Is this a Canadian company?
It's a Montreal company run by a woman. I don't know her name, but I ordered
It's
from,
Granolust.
and there she is. Don't know what her name is. She's very nice. Julie has a degree in journalism.
That's very nice.
and she sells this, and very, very good service. And the granola is outstanding. So that's a Montreal company. And
They
speaking of food,
deliver?
they do by mail. Yep. And
Okay.
speaking of food, uh, the uh, the food banks are having a rough time, as you know. So there is a website, Les Banques Alimentaires du Québec. You can find them at banquealimentaire.org. Just do a Google search and you'll fall on their site. And they are gratefully accepting donations because they're having to scrape together what they can. And again, an encouraging note today from what I heard. I heard somebody from the Hector Ladivé company. You may have seen their trucks around town. They're a big food distribution company based in Montreal area.
Yeah.
They've had to lay people off, but they have a large fleet of trucks and experienced drivers, and they're indicating to smaller producers that they can make space in their freezers and their refrigerated spaces to store local produce, and they're available to discuss any logistics difficulties you may have. So I sent them a little email this morning because I heard Monsieur Ladivé on air. He did a
Is that the
bang up.
gentleman on the in the film there with the beard?
I don't know. This is just
Chatting
the
to camera?
video running on their
Yeah.
site. But
It's a
Hector
beautiful video.
Ladivé is the name of the company, and I heard Ladivé's son, I think he's the son of the founder of the company, on the air this morning, did a bang-up job of explaining what's going on. So if you're looking for something like that, you might want to look into it. This is commercial deliveries only, but if you are involved in the food industry and you need some assistance, give him a shout because he says they're available. So that's what I have for you right now.
And Hector Ladivé was on the radio. So you were listening to what, Arcan this morning?
I've been listening to everybody because it's part of what I do on a daily basis for clients. I do media analysis and various things, and among my freelance activities. So I hear everything, and I navigate a bunch of different sites, and I listen to all sorts of radio stations. The Robert Trucking Company, too. You've seen the big Robert trucks.
They're big.
The spokesperson was on today, too, saying that they're having to make adjustments, but they're asking clients and others to be flexible and understanding and all of this. So the businesses and the industries are gearing up and making adjustments. So it's a matter of just looking at the glass half full and just keeping that surfboard rolling without spilling your drink, as I keep telling people.
The tumbler full of vodka martini.
Yep. Ride that wave and don't spill your drink.
And I just want to show you this little guy.
The dawn of a new age. Oh,
Isn't that lovely? And there you are.
Did you come up with that yourself, or?
There were some writing sessions. Yeah.
Very good.
That's a mic. Now, what happened, of course, is the original, which is now the classic.
I see.
Took a spill.
Yes.
I don't want to say who broke it. Mm-hmm. I broke it.
Did you?
And so it's up here. It's been up here since it broke. There's about 4 years of dust on it.
Pile of human failure.
So there it is. Another salute to you.
I want a mug that says a soft serve pile of human failure.
Yeah, it's going to be a big coffee mug, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Maybe you put it on a beer glass.
Soft serve. No, I'm sorry.
It's just at the bottom of the glass.
It's going to cost you extra, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and a picture of Hank Azaria on it. And if you want to feel that life is not too grim and dark, because it's also a rather gloomy March come November day out there. It's very gray. Try the Valhalla Murders, a TV series.
Oh, good.
From Iceland.
Yeah. Oh, you mentioned that yesterday, did you not, or the day before?
I can't remember. You can't remember. Anyway, it's in Icelandic, but of course, all of us can get along.
Oh, it's in Icelandic too.
Yeah, with English subtitles. So of course, everything at the bottom says Gustafsson.
I can't do that because when I start drinking, I can't follow the. I can't follow the. What?
Remember that?
What?
Let's go to the scoreboard.
That's right. What did Bjorn say again?
Yeah, they're only hearing of it. No, that isn't even that's nothing. That's Copenhagen. That's Malmö. Yeah, God love them.
What's the one that you recommended I was watching months ago? It's what is it? The Danes who hate the Swedes or something like that.
That's the bridge.
Yes.
And that is a variant. I don't know who started the first one, because there's one that is a British-French production, which takes place in the Channel. There, of course, is the wonderful movie where the guy ends up on the Quebec-Ontario border. What's that one with Colm Feore? It's a movie.
Oh yeah, good cop, bad cop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And what's his name?
Bon cop, bad cop.
Yeah, and that's a movie which is based on the same thing. What they have is this huge bridge between Copenhagen, Denmark, and Malmö, Sweden, two different countries, but their transportation system is integrated.
And they can't stand each other.
And they can't. Oh, they can. They make Swedish jokes. They make Dane jokes. But there is a body found, and it is in the middle of the huge bridge, which was built about 10 years ago, which spans the water between Copenhagen and Malmö. I would highly recommend it. It is called The Bridge. It is in, well, they do all sorts, because it's in Danish and Swedish, which are different. But there are English subtitles, which you can't watch anyone. And the other one is Borgen, which is a Danish series, which is good. Adame, or what do you want to?
Yeah, we're here every day.
Okay.
We record.
Okay. I'm up at 5.
Oh yeah, we record at 1:00 Eastern, and it goes out over the airwaves. VOCM, the voice of the common man.
In St. John.
All ships at sea, and
wasn't there an old cabinet minister of Trudeau's who ran that station in St. John's for years?
And Mrs. Yu, of course, has this running on her phone. God bless Mrs.
She's a famous
Yu.
person in our part of the world.
Is she still open with all this? Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
You could fire a cannon along Westminster these days.
Yeah. Nobody out there?
Except a couple of frightened bus drivers.
See,
God love them. People have to get on at the back now.
Just you looking for a Gazette box, right?
have you got
it used to be here somewhere.
No, Dave, that was a mailbox. Oh, no wonder I didn't get home delivered.
All right,
take it easy, pal. This has been warm and lovely.
We will speak tomorrow, Saturday.